Okay, so today we are going to go into the last subtopic of this chapter, which is called the shapes of distribution. Okay, so shapes of distribution falls into under either it is a symmetrical distribution, positively skewed distribution, or negatively skewed distribution. So to summarize all this, let's look at this table. Okay, so either skewed to the right or positively skewed, symmetrical, or skewed to the left, negatively skewed. Usually I will use this one, positive or negative. Kalau nak use right and left boleh, tapi tak digalakkan sebab dia nanti you confuse. Okay, so this is a type of distribution, and how is the shape of the curve? So this is the shape of the curve, of the frequency curve. Kalau skewed to the right, you see this start macam biasa, and then when at this, sorry, if positively skewed, dia start macam biasa, and you see at this part dia jadi makin macam makin kurus, like become smaller. Ni macam skewness, ni skew lah ni, dia macam makin kecil. So why we call this positively skewed? Because this part is, we know is positive, this part is negative. So bila dia makin kecil dekat part positif, so it is positively skewed. Kalau symmetrical, we see that both are the same. Okay, and then when negative, we see that dia makin kecil sebenarnya dekat negative, so dia adalah negatively skewed. Okay, so besides then looking at the shape of the graph, you can also determine the types of distribution from the box and whisker plot. So you see when it is positively skewed, this is, we know this is our Q1, this is our Q2, yang ni adalah our Q3. When it is positively skewed, the distance ataupun yang the size of Q1 to Q3 is bigger. Ni adalah bigger, ni lagi besar daripada this part. Okay, or in other words, Q3 minus Q2, this one minus Q1 punya answer will be bigger than Q2 minus Q1. When it is symmetrical, you see dia punya length are the same. Therefore, if you do Q3, this part Q3 minus Q2 should be the same as Q2 minus Q1. And when it is negatively skewed, ni Q1, Q2, Q3, we see that Q2 minus Q1 is bigger than, lagi panjang daripada Q3 minus Q2. Okay. Other than that, the other way we can prove a shape of distribution, either positive, symmetrical, or negatively skewed, is by looking at it Pearson's coefficient of skewness, which ada formula for this. So kalau you calculate dapat positive, therefore it is positively skewed. Kalau you calculate dapat 0, or approximately 0, it is symmetrical. If you get it to be negative, therefore it is negatively skewed. Okay, so ada 3 cara sama ada tengok ataupun box and whisker plot. You see this one, you calculate Q3 minus Q2 bigger tak daripada Q2 minus Q1, and then sama ada, and also sama, or using Pearson coefficient of skewness. So the formula for Pearson coefficient of skewness ada 2. Either you want to use mean minus mode divided by standard deviation, provided there is only one mode. Ada data kadang ada 2 mode, so you cannot use this one. Or another formula is mean minus median divided by standard deviation. So usually which one you will choose to use is based on your question. Kalau you punya soalan tu suruh cari mode, maksudnya they ask you to use this one. Kalau soalan tu suruh cari median, they ask you to use this one. Kalau dia tak bagi mana-mana, you can choose either one. Okay, let's look at example. Example 13.23. Calculate the Pearson coefficient of skewness for the frequency distribution below. So we have data, number of children. This is ungrouped data sebab tak ada interval. Okay, and then this is the frequency. We see that this one, they didn't ask us to either calculate mode or mean. From the formula, dia tak suruh pun sama ada cari mode atau median. So you can use either one. So I want to use this one first. I want to use mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. So I need to find mean, I need to find mode, I need to find standard deviation. Okay, so this data I will write in this form. Ini adalah data original tadi, ni 2 ni. And then I create this column fx because I want to calculate the mean. To calculate the mean, I kena x kena times f, and then ni times, and then tambah, and then bahagi dengan ni baru dapat mean. Okay, dah belajar dah. Okay, so so first is I create this column which is fx times, and then I get the sum. Okay, And the mean we know is just the sum of fx divided by f. So 71 divided by 76. So our mean is 2.731. And then I create another column, x squared. Why I create this column? Because I want to find fx squared so that I can find variance and hence standard deviation. So x squared come from daripada x ni just square kan, and then letakkan. And then fx squared is just f times dengan x squared, akan dapat fx squared. And then I will total all, which is 231. So I will put into the formula, which is the mean of the square, 231 divided by 26, this one divided by this one minus with the mean square. So I get my variance 1.426, and my standard deviation is just square root of the variance, which is 1.194. So now tadi formula dia adalah mean Pearson coefficient, mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. So I have my mean, I have my standard deviation. Now for my mode. So you see this is our original data tadi, this column. Mode apa? Mode is the one with the highest frequency. So ni frequency, we look at the highest frequency adalah 10, which is the number is 2. Therefore my mode is 2. So I have everything. I sub into the formula mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. I get my Pearson coefficient of skewness is 0.612. So I see this is a positive number. Even though it's 0 point, it's still a positive number. Therefore, my conclusion is the data is positively skewed. Okay, it's very rare for you to get 0. I mean, your Pearson coefficient of skewness is 0. So most of the time, if you have 0.6, 0.1, it's still considered as positively skewed. Or like 0.01 ke, still positively skewed. Kalau negatif, maksudnya dia akan dapat maybe negative 0.612, negative 5. So we see it is negatively skewed. Okay, so this one we calculate by using one of the formula, which is mean minus mode divided by standard deviation. There's also another formula, 3 mean minus median divided by standard deviation. So let's use this one pula, nak compare macam mana jawapan dia dapat. Sama tak dua-dua dapat positively skewed? So this is our data tadi. In order to calculate the median, I need to have this cumulative frequency. Okay, and then I need to find Q2 place, which is I have 26 numbers. 26 divided by 2 is 13. Therefore, I need to take the 13 and 14 number divided by 2. My 13 number is 2 plus 3, 14 number divided by 2. I get my median 2.5. So I already have my median. Next is I need my mean. So to get mean, sama macam tadi, I need to create this column, fx column. Mean is 71 divided by 26. Variance, I need to create x square column and hence fx square column. I will get my variance sama tadi 1.426. Therefore, my standard deviation is 1.194. So the formula tadi is 3 mean minus median divided by standard deviation. Okay, oops, alamak, nak nampak kot. Okay, Pearson coefficient is 3 mean minus median divided by standard deviation. So I put everything and then I get 0.580. So you see that this number, it is not exactly the same as we did last sebelum ni kita dapat 0.612. Kalau next is I got 0.568. So when you use different formula, your numbers kadang-kadang tak sama, but the conclusion is still the same. The data is still positively skewed. You will still get a positive number. Okay, so tak payah macam kabut. Dia memang kadang-kadang different, but the conclusion is still the same. Okay, so tadi we already did for Pearson. We want to know shape of distribution by Pearson coefficient of skewness. Next is, contohnya dia bagi box and whisker. Dia suruh you draw box and whisker plot, and then they said what is the shape of the distribution. So bila they give you like that, you tak boleh lah kira mean, median, whatever tu. You tak boleh lah guna Pearson coefficient of skewness. You have to use what you have. Sebab selalunya ayat dia adalah ada hence ni. Hence, what is the shape? Okay, so we draw dulu box and whisker. Kalau nak cari box and whisker, kena find Q1, Q2, Q3 and then draw this box and whisker plot. Okay, so if I look at this box and whisker plot, actually I already know it is positively skewed because I see that this is my Q1, ni adalah Q2, ini adalah Q3, And I already see that my Q3 minus Q2, this part, is bigger than Q2 minus Q1. So actually kalau tak tengok je tahu dah. Tapi actually ada markah when you kira what is the value. Okay, so I need to calculate what is Q3 minus Q2. 42 minus 34, I get 8. And then what is Q2 minus Q1? 34 minus 30, I get 4. Therefore, I know that Q3 minus Q2 is bigger than Q2 minus Q1. And then in your final answer, you must write this sentence. Q3 minus Q2 bigger than Q2 minus Q1. This part kena ada. Okay. And then hence the data is positively skewed. Sini adalah M1, sini adalah A1. Okay. So that is all.